it's working. Good. Okay, we're good. I had to change some settings earlier. And, well, no, I've learned some things about my audio deck, and I've changed some settings on said audio deck. And I had to learn some things about said audio deck. And now it's broken all of the things that... it's broken all of the things that it was currently plugged into. So I was like, I think I fixed it. Apparently, it looks like I have fixed it. I assume you all can hear me. And I know that if you go, no, can't hear you, then that means that you're on the wind-up. So, you know. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us on this fine Wednesday afternoon, evening. It's evening. It feels like afternoon. It's still bright. I just drew the curtains for the streaming room, and it's still bright outside. Weird, isn't it? Yeah, strange. We are back with another Warhammer 40k show, the Warhammer show. I don't really know what to talk about today. And, I'll be honest with you, about an hour and a half ago, I was almost asleep in this chair. And I said to Luke about half an hour ago, I was like, I could just go to bed right now. So what I'm going to do tonight, chat, if it's okay with you, is I'm going to heavily rely on you people. I'm going to heavily rely on all you heroes out there. Just carry the stream for me. So if you could go for a constant stream of Brian super chats and gifteds, I don't have to do any work. Seems like a fair deal, right? Yeah? We can do that after the show. Oh, no, we haven't used peanut butter. I can go to Morrison's. I might have eggs. Clive the Kiwi, thank you for the 1 gifted membership. Evan to Manello, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. It's a start. The constant stream, it's a start. I'll be honest with you. I don't know why I'm so tired. I felt like last night I got in from stream. I had some parcels turn up, check what they were first, put the bike away, check what they were, came back, like come up to bed, got my drink, etc. Sat and chilled out on my phone for a bit, and then went to sleep at like, I think I turned my phone and light off at like 5 past midnight, which is not too bad. It's pretty normal, right, for an evening after the game. We then didn't wake up this morning until like 8:30 because it's a no alarm clock day for us on a Wednesday. So I definitely had a good fucking sleep, and yet somehow right now I'm shattered, unbelievably tired.
I'll take final liberation, but with every 40k faction fully fleshed out. Still turn-based, still in original blocky graphics, please.
I can't. You know when they brought out, what was the game they brought out? Was it Hammer and Bolt? No, it wasn't Hammer and Bolt. That's a TV show. There's a game they brought out a little while ago, which was like old, like Doom 1, Doom 2 style graphics. Mikey played the whole fucking thing on stream. It was just, and everyone's like, "This game's great." I was like, "It's shit." That level of effort in 20... So I tell you the reason why I picked the title that I've picked. And postcards helps today, right? Postcards is how you can tell me about your favourite games, and we'll discuss them. And I can set a goal. I can set a super chat goal, but you tell me what it is. You pick. I don't know. But this morning I woke up and I was scrolling through, and I see that yesterday they announced the second part of the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer, which they've now pushed back to May next year to 2026 to get it right. And I watched it, and it was fucking incredible. It's so good, although it's been pushed back to 2026. And I spent some of today. What I've also discovered is that the likelihood is it will be out on console before it's out on PC, and there's a possibility that it will in fact be out on console for a considerable amount of time before it's out on PC. And so I spent the day researching whether it was in fact worth me business expensing a PlayStation, and how I would then stream that content to justify said business expense, because I can't do it as a business expense without justifying it for work. Like, it has to be for work if I'm going to spend work money on it. Does that make sense? Like, I don't want to be one of those guys like business expense just because I can, and then it's not actually work related at all. That's shit. That's not being genuine. So I tumbled down that rabbit hole a little bit this morning, and I think it could be quite interesting to do that. But I also found out that a PlayStation Pro is £650. What, the PlayStation Pro? No, they're still for sale now. They're already out.
Thanks for pointing me in the right direction with GSC. I am planning on painting them Borderlands style.
That sounds cool. I'm into that. Borderlands style's cool. Go on, carry on this. The Switch 2 is very expensive. And Switch 2 games are coming out like £80 a time. It is mental, correct. So that's why if I'm going to buy a PlayStation, I'll probably business expense it, but then I have to use it for work. That's the only way I'm happy to do it, okay? Anyway, so I dived into that rabbit hole of, can I get one? How do I run it through this computer so I can stream it to all you people and use my audio deck and this microphone and all that kind of stuff? What do you mean you can't hear it, Helly? So the microphone's right in front of her and it's bouncing in front of me here. Can you talk into the microphone again? Hang on. Talk again. Your mic's not coming through the system. It's coming through in front of me. What the fuck? This is weird. Settings. Outputs. Multi-track. Expanded, yeah, okay. Routing. Okay, can you talk for me now?
No mic on loose.
Talk for me loose. This is really confusing. My audio deck shows your audio coming in perfectly fine. But the actual audio thing here doesn't show it coming in at all. Properties. Rodecaster Pro 2. Main multi-track. Yeah, okay. I don't understand. Talk again for me? Nope. How do I fix this? This is exciting, isn't it? Settings. Okay. I don't know why it's different. BBDB. This doesn't make any sense, team. Let me turn it off and on again. I'm going to go quiet for a minute here as well.
Have you accidentally used the remote from Click?
Test. I don't know what's happened here. Let's try output multi-track USB 1 input standard. Test, 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 test. Test, 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 test. Okay, I've just live fixed it.
Okay.
So you should be able to hear her now?
Can you hear me?
This is what happens when I didn't do a firmware update on my Rodecaster for over a year. So today it took half an hour to run an update. And for some reason what it does, there's a setting on it, right? So I won't bore you too much with the details, but there's a routing setting, okay?
Depriving the listeners of my testing paragraph
if
where
you go
I
into,
read a chapter of a book.
If you go into outputs and routing, you can go into USB 1's routing and it shows you what it pushes out. Actually, they should all be on. They should all be on. They're all on now. Good, okay. I don't know why they were off. There's also another one that should be on here as well. I don't know why USB 1 doesn't have that virtual channel on it. Oh, because the virtual channel doesn't exist now because I had to delete that. Put that virtual channel on. Go back to the routing. This is riveting stuff for you, isn't it? That, to be honest with you. USB 1's routing, game inputs on there. Okay, cool. Right, fixed it. Good.
Clearly Liam has upset the machine spirit. Get the holy lubricant. Ding.
Thank you, Clive the Kiwi, for the hat trick. Also, thank you for the 1 gifted membership. Dave WK, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. I'm sorry I missed it. There is a little part of me, honestly, there's a little part of me that likes some, and sometimes I like it when it goes wrong, because you have to fault find and work out what's happened. And that clicks a little part of my old brain that I used to really like, the old fault finding part. So, you know, we fixed it. You can hear Lisa now. I'm sorry, I had no idea, because my little deck here, I can't lift it up and show you because the USB cables are quite tight because they're all in like routed. But I'd show you every time you were talking, the green light was bouncing up and down. Showing me good, but it wasn't feeding that.
If it was me, I have said, okay, I'm going to go and have a cry in the shower because I don't understand the world.
Yeah, I love it. So, I'm sorry, team. I'm sorry. That was very unprofessional, but we fixed it now.
Depriving them of reading a paragraph every time you have to test my microphone. Last time I read something about geography and everybody learned something.
Did they?
Yeah.
Well, we fixed it now, so it's good. What was I saying? I completely forgot what I was saying. Okay, yes, so today's topic. Let's back on track, team. We're back on track. You and your fucking distractions. So I dived into this. I dove down this terrible rabbit hole. Dived into this terrible rabbit hole. Dived down this terrible. I tumbled down this terrible. Frequented.
Meandered.
I pottered in this terrible rabbit hole that was whether it was justifiable to stream games via a PlayStation from this PC. This is why this got updated, ironically, because it said do this thing and you could do this fancy thing. I learned how to do the fancy thing, but what I didn't realize was it factory reset some other settings, which we've just learned about. Hey ho. And I haven't had to do that routing thing since I first bought the thing like 2 years ago, so 2.5 years ago, so I'd forgotten how it worked. And then it got me thinking about games, right? Because I watched this trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6. So I know Grand Theft Auto 6 is not relevant to Warhammer, but I watched this trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6, and in essence, what it looks like is, graphically, it is phenomenal. I'm aware it's a trailer, and trailers are designed to sell things, so, you know, pinch of salt with it. I then thought about the gameplay experience of Grand Theft Auto 5, which is a complete open world experience. You can do all kinds. The depth is phenomenal. It's a game that's sort of 12 years old now. I think it's around 12 years old. I look at Bolter that came out the other year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and thought that was absolute dog shit for a game. And I'm going to hold my hands up here. And I know you're all going to shout at me and tell me it's a completely different game, but I think actually largely that is irrelevant with what I'm about to say. Happy for you to shout at me. Just put it on a super chat and you're allowed to shout at me. However, I looked at Space Marine 2, right? Graphically, incredibly pretty. Mood setting, audio, very, very good. Storyline, okay. Gameplay, flat mid, right? And I don't even mind the combat or hack and slash element of that gameplay. That part is fine. It's not the sort of thing I normally like. It's not the sort of thing I normally enjoy. But it's fine, okay?
You plunged deeply down a hole on a Wednesday. How dare you, sir?
It's what happens. On Wednesdays, I have to be available for the children all day because it's Lucy's day off. So I plonk myself firmly in this room. And then typically I end up in rabbit holes because I've got Google and YouTube in front of me. I had other things I could be doing today. I didn't. So yeah, so I didn't love the combat for Space Marine 2, but I didn't hate it. Like I felt it was representative of what it was trying to be. Swarms of Tyranids, you're hacking your way through them. That's fine, okay? Not a problem with that at all. It's not my kind of thing. It's not the thing I love. But then I thought about the overall mechanics of the game and how the game works and operates. And that's where I think it's shit. Like, not even average, just shit. If a 7-foot Space Marine is tripping up on little ledges, that's a problem. There's little things in that game where I think they could have... It's just little niggly things that I think you're charging people for these games.
Shout.
Thanks, Chad. You're charging people for these games, sometimes reasonable amounts of money, and if I've got a ramp like that, and I have to walk all the way around it because my 7-foot super soldier can't climb up a 1-foot incline, I think that's bad gameplay. I do. I also look at the way the levels are structured and how that kind of game works. It's not uncommon for that kind of game to work that way, but in this day and age, I just think it's poor. And when you look at some of the other games that have existed in open world type scenarios, I'm not saying we should have full open world for this, but I think it could be a bit more interesting rather than every single player essentially having the same gameplay experience. In fact, I would argue that the reason why the game is now uninstalled from my computer, despite me being one of the people that purchased it because it's Space Marine, is because once I'd completed the main campaign and I'd done the operations, I was bored shitless because all you can do, unless you want to play multiplayer, is replay the same campaigns and the same missions over and over again. Now, granted, they have released additional campaigns, not a lot, not very frequent, or operations as they call them, and it's not something that I'm particularly interested to going into and doing. I don't think for 1 minute we should have a Grand Theft Auto style Warhammer game, because I don't think it fits. But it did get me thinking, what could we do? One of my favourite type of franchise-based games that I've enjoyed over the course of the last 2 to 3 decades is Star Wars Battlefront 2. I don't know if you've played that game, but that game took on a kind of Battlefield sort of vibe and applied it to Stormtroopers and brought in, and Rebels, and brought in the superheroes, the Jedis, etc. And I think it did it really fucking well. Like, really well. So my question to you people is...
Dawn of War 1 remaster with all the DLC for modern systems would be so lit.
Thank you, T-Time. You're a legend. My question to you lot is, if you could take a game like a Battlefront or Battlefield or something like that, or an extraction shooter of some sort, and turn it into something Warhammer, any kind of game, and it could, maybe yours is a Grand Theft Auto. If you're going to say Grand Theft Auto, put it on a postcard. Tell me how you do it though. How you'd make that kind of open world experience fit for... Because what you could do is you could take sort of like a Necromunda setting, and you're a ganger or a rogue trader living in a world trying to make your way. At which point, I think you could make that kind of setting work, and I think it could be interesting. I think you could do it. It could be quite sci-fi, quite fucking cool. I'm into that kind of stuff. Just let me know. Thank you for all the super chats so far. Thank you. Also, Mr. the Roland Bane, the Bane of Rolands, for 20 gifted memberships, this.
I hope for you, Roland Bain, that the next time you are attending something that is ticketed, so maybe going into an event, getting on the bus, something that requires a ticket, that the machine is playing up and they just wave you through, so you don't need to pay.
But if it's ticketed, wouldn't you have had to have a ticket before you went?
Not always. It's
Okay.
not like straight after COVID. Some places are allowing you to be a walking customer.
Anything
now.
anything that requires you to pay on admission,
Yeah.
straight through.
The machine is playing up and they just wave you through.
I had that on the underground not too long ago.
Did ya?
I rocked up to it and they were just waving. There was so many just waving everyone through. I was like, well,
I'll just
and
go through it.
I tried to scan my phone. It wouldn't scan. I was like, fuck it, I'm on then. And on the way back, they did the same thing. So many people get off. I was like, oh, fuck it, sweet. Free travel. Lovely.
God,
I did try and scan my phone
How
on the way.
many tickets did they?
I dread to think.
Wow, that's a lot because
Yeah.
the underground is never quiet.
It's correct. Will Stewart, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. You're a legend. How you doing, Will? Did I see you right? Were you back in hospital the other day? Love you. Much love and hugs. Total War AOS. We've got Total War Warhammer, which is good. It's good, but I found it very easy to get lost and confused very quickly. I don't think it's a game for someone who has the attention span that I have. Absolutely not.
Star Wars Galaxies, but 40k would be amazing, but the graphics demand would be hugely challenging, and they would need to make it focused on maybe Armageddon to begin
I'd
with.
be well into that. Star Wars Galaxies, but 40k would be incredible. Thanks, Alan.
Not everyone's cup of tea, but I do think a game like Total War Warhammer would make the best 40k video game, but with Battlefleet Gothic Armada ship combat in addition to the on-planet battles.
I'd love that. Like Eve, but Battlefleet.
Hey Liam. Hope all's been going well.
Hey, Alec, man.
I'd like to see a full-on Warhammer action RPG like Wise 8, a game I've been playing a ton lately. You'd have a party you adventure with and a main village to upgrade and do quests for.
Oh, that'd be cool as shit. This can be fantasy as well, by the way.
I kinda want a fabulous build simulator. Squad combat to gather genes, tinker with them in mini games, then try out your new creations until perfect.
Do you think there's a... Thank you, all of you wonderful humans. Alec, man, good to see you, man. Thank you for the orange one. Balin, thank you for the 10 as well. Chad, thank you for the 10. All fucking great ideas. I'd love to see, like, almost like a spaceship battles type Battlefleet Gothic, but turn it into a video game. That'd be... I'd love that. That'd be cool. Actually, like a... But I often find that a lot of these games that come out for 40k, they just don't... They're not quite fulfilling enough. And I put Space Marine 2 in that category, honestly. I do. And, you know, we're talking about... People can tell me how great they think Space Marine 2 is all they want, but...
Doing alright, just getting a heart monitor attached, heading back today to get it taken off and go over results, so wish me luck.
Good luck. Luce had to hand her heart monitor back today as well, Will, so...
And as Sod's Law would have it, I felt fine for the 24-hour period, handed the heart monitor back, sitting at the bus stop, waiting to get the bus, heart monitor detached in my bag, had a funny turn.
Yeah. Maybe
why
it'll pick something up.
Why do these things never happen?
Maybe it'll pick something up. I was very worried about going anywhere near you with it on because I know I'll make your heart go all aflutter.
Yeah.
So, you know. Thank you, though. Well, anyway, you're a hero. Yeah, I often feel like these games, they promise a lot. They graphically look good, and then we see them, and they just... And I honestly think Space Marine 2 fits in this as well. And they just kind of feel a bit mid, and that they're not... In 2025, they're not enough. Do you know what I mean? Like, they just don't give you enough. And that is always upsetting. I've got another question for you as well. Do you think that sometimes it would be better to come away from a faction like Space Marines and look at a faction like Eldar or a faction like Orcs for a game like this? Out of interest.
Inquisition would be a good vehicle for a story. Somewhat of an open-world RPG like a Cyberpunk or Witcher, following several cases across a sector.
Yeah, I see. Yes. I also think that there could be a world where the game is slightly more human-focused, because like Space Marine 2 didn't do a bad job, actually, of showcasing the size of an Astartes to a guardsman and how the guardsmen were in awe when the Space Marine showed up. But I'd like to have that done the other way around as well. Space Marine 2 was good, but it was a short-lived game, especially if you aren't the kind who likes to grind the same missions or PvP matches over and over. 100%, Mikey. And that's where I am with it. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad game. Like, the first playthrough, I did the first playthrough on stream with Joe and Josh, and I played the whole game with the two of them.
GTA 5 came out on Xbox 360. Bolt gun triggers childhood memories of classic Doom. I would want a city skyline / Arno style city builder.
Oh, I used to play Sim City. I used to love that game.
I never played it.
Sim City was fucking incredible. Really, really good. I get bolt gun trigger and childhood memories. I just think it's fucking lazy in this day and age. This is my issue, right? So I never said Space Marine 2 is bad. I don't think it's a bad game. I think when I played the campaign through with Josh and Joe, I played it through in 2 sittings on stream. We played the whole campaign, the 3 of us together. We did the whole thing together. Fucking amazing. Really, really good. I played all the operations with them. Lots of fun. And then like, cool, what do I do now? I don't want to play Space Marine multiplayer. What do I do now? And I found myself getting bored very quickly.
Warhammer Chaos Gagged 2 is pretty good now, but I'd like a Battletech Mech Commander-like game as Tau commanding a battlesuit detachment.
Something like that. Could you do something like that with like Titans as well? Though? Could you play like Titanicus video game? I'd be into that. That'd be fucking cool. A Titanicus video game where you have to do things like you do in Titanicus, like manage your reactors and stuff. I'd be fucking well into that. But yeah, so I played the whole campaign through, thought it was great. I played the operations through, thought they were great. I went back to it recently and I'm like, I've done this.
I think to truly encapsulate the 40k vibe you need a game that isn't something we have right now. It needs to be a mix of Total War, Space Marine 2, Battlefleet Gothic and Baldur's Gate 3.
What a mix that would be, right? What a mix that would be if you could put that together, bottle it and shake it up and turn it out as a single game. Thanks, T-Time Toby, for another $10 as well. And Gareth, thank you for the yellow one, your heroes. We're on 8 out of 10 of the yellow ones already. That's mental.
What does this sewer chat button do? Didn't do anything. I don't know what I'm doing. Right now, how do I turn this off? I give up.
I've seen you stream, Kid. I know you don't know what you're doing.
Do you know what I did see in the fridge?
What?
A punnet of mushrooms. We could have mushrooms on toast.
Mushrooms and cheese on toast?
Mushrooms and cheese on toast?
Yeah, have you not had that?
Never.
You fry
What,
them,
with like Worcester sauce?
you fry the mushrooms.
Yeah.
You toast one side of the bread. You toast the other side of the bread, but you put the cheese on. And as the cheese gets soft, you sprinkle the mushrooms over.
Oh, you don't do mushrooms and then cheese? So the cheese like melts onto the mushroom?
No, but you could. If you fry the... You could do that. You could fry the mushrooms up first, put them on the toast, and then put the cheese on top, grated, and let it melt down. You could do that.
Are you going to do Worcester sauce as well?
You could do a little bit of Worcester sauce, yeah. I mean, am I going to do it anyway?
Is my day off?
Oh, I see. So you can just say things and I have to do it on your day off?
Well, I will make myself peanut butter on toast if you're not going to do the mushroom and cheese thing on toast.
I'll do mushrooms and cheese. I'm just asking if there's a precedent being set.
No, because I put food in front of you all the time. Do I not, chat? Do I not just put food in front of Liam all the time?
Cooney, anyway, thank you for the $5. You're a legend. I actually almost messaged you because before I set the stream up, I was like, there's nothing to talk about. I don't have a topic. I almost just messaged Cooney and was like, vag? And I was like,
personal question, really?
but, are you a vag? But I was like, but then you don't get to join in, so I didn't.
Oh, I could have had a nice bath with like...
Well, I thought you liked being involved in the stream.
I do,
Well,
but
if
you were going to do vag, then I would have just done a bath.
But I like you being involved in the stream as well, so I was like, well, at least can't be involved, so you know. For a short time as it's been, it was fun, but I need to run now. Hope you'll have a great night. Thanks for hanging out, late man. Love you. Counterpoint: graphics are not the most important thing in a game. No, I agree with you, 100%. But they also make a difference. If the gameplay is incredible, but the graphics are shit, I'm out.
They could do an MMO of some sort where each race is on their own planet to start before expanding out. The NIDS mission dialogue might be a little bland. Tyrannid quest give a nom nom nom. Nom nom nom. Me, accept. Overloaded the way you are an orc warlord in charge of the smaller orcs.
Thank you so much, Roland, for the $10. Chad, thank you for the 20. You're a legend. That made me chuckle.
And the hat trick.
And the hat trick, Chad. What a hero.
PVKK, Planet Enverdia de Gungskanon and comment and is not even out, but I want a 40k version of that. You sit in a planetary defense cannon bunker and wait.
Sounds amazing. These are all great ideas. I think MMO is a great... Like, I look at things like Starfield from... who did Starfield? Same people that did Fallout, except Bethesda, who did Starfield. And granted, the fucking thing was balked on launch. But I look at a game the size of Starfield and think, imagine that in the 40k universe. That's got to be cool as shit, surely. Right? There's got to be cool as shit. And it's got to be something that you could skin into something like a 40k type game. And you know, you're right. Graphics aren't the most important thing in the world. I completely agree with you on that one. I do. But if the graphics are that bad, it doesn't matter how good the gameplay is. So do I need the next game that I play to be the best graphics I've ever seen in my life? No. Do they need to be better than the last game I played? No. They need to be at least good enough because it's a 2025 game. This is the other thing, right? We still live in a game. We still live in a world where games are coming out at ridiculous prices. Now, there are things that kind of circumvent this, like Xbox Game Pass and what have you. But that being said, Xbox have recently announced they're putting the prices of their games up. Switch 2 has come out, and they're both talking about a $70 price tag for games. right? For their top tier games, 70 to 80 quid or whatever it is for their best games out there. That's a lot. That's a lot for a game. I feel like if you're paying that much for a game, you should expect a certain level of quality. I also feel like, and this is also one of my biggest complaints about 10th edition when it came out, I also feel like if you're spending 80 quid on a fucking game, the fucking thing should be finished and working when you buy it.
I think that's why I like games like Mario Deluxe, is that the game's the game. It's all there. There's no room for disappointment because it's all there.
People have complained about the fact that they pushed GTA 6 back till May next year. I'm like, well, if it means it's going to release with less problems and less bugs, fair enough. Because they're going to charge you for it. It's not like it's one of these games like a Fortnite or a Marvel Rivals or a COD Warzone that comes out for free. People complain about Call of Duty Warzone all the time because it's so bugged. I'm like, it is a problem. It is a problem, but it's also free to play.
Wow, yeah.
So if you spent no money to play it, it's free to play. I accept more bugs on games that are free to play than I accept on games that are 60 quid plus. Not to mention the fact that you go, and every fucking game company does this now. Here's the standard edition. Here's the deluxe edition. Here's the collector's edition. And so the standard edition is like 50 quid, 60 quid. And then the deluxe edition will be like £80. And you get extra DLC content as part of your deluxe edition, which doesn't help you in game. It's just a couple of the aesthetics, but you get something that only you can get by having the deluxe edition. And then here's the collector's edition, which is 120 quid.
40k style detective game. As an inquisitor, you hunt down cultists or cults across sites, world. Failing mission raises corruption, making next missions harder. You lose if you're forced to exterminatus.
I love that. That's cool as shit, Yeston. Thank you for the $20. Hey, we've got some good game ideas in here. What's GTFO, Escape?
Get the fuck out.
I mean, it is, yeah, but what is it otherwise?
Is that a game?
I would like to see a 40k Helldivers 2, but letting you play as the different 40k factions.
Thank you so much, Mordy Hammer, as well, by the way, for the 5 gifted memberships. You're a legend. That's wrong. It's not 52, it's 42. I've just balked that completely. I don't want to give you more credit than you've done so far, chat. There we go. Jack, Helldivers, a game I never actually played. But Helldivers is one of those games. I watched Helldivers and I thought to myself, if you skin that as 40k, you don't change anything else. You change the names of weapons and you skin it so that everything looks Space Marine or whatever, and all the bugs look Tyrannid, and all the robots look Necron. That game, for me, here's the thing, right? Helldivers 2, better Warhammer game than Space Marine 2. Change my mind. Standard edition, Chumps edition, Too Much Money edition, exactly. But the Too Much Money edition sells out every time. People buy it.
It is Get the Fuck Out. It's a horror-based PC game that seriously needs decent teamwork to complete.
Oh, that sounds terrible. Decent teamwork with me, Joe, and people like that. Oh, God.
I'd want to put you, Paddy, Joe, Tom, and then a 5th person on, you know, like...
The Necromunda FPS was a good game.
Dark Tide? That wasn't that Necromunda. Which one was that one?
You know, like, did you ever watch Crystal Maze?
Yes, I've watched Crystal Maze.
You should do a
I would
Crystal
hate
Maze.
that. I would hate it. I would hate it. It's like that one year that you got me an escape room for my birthday.
No, I think we cancelled that.
No, you went.
Oh, yeah, you didn't go.
I didn't go.
No.
No, it sounds awful. Crystal Maze sounds awful.
I loved that escape room. Honestly, I felt like I'd stepped back into my grandma's house. The girls were doing
So it wasn't a challenge,
job.
it was just a nostalgia.
I was in Nostalgia City. The girls were doing a great job in getting all the clues, and I was just there touching the curtains going, I remember these. And then going over to the bedding, I remember that bedding. It's all here.
Survival game, AdMech crash on a planet, you have to survive and upgrade yourself, build weapons, base and servitors. A bit like Ark Survival.
See, I would love, thank you, Necromancer Goblin. I think that sounds cool as shit. I would love like a Command and Conquer, which is sort of what Dawn of War 1 was, but more in depth. I played the shit out of Command and Conquer the early editions. I played the shit out of the first Dawn of War. I played the shit out of a game called KKND Crossfire, which was essentially Command and Conquer for console that was a little bit more simple. I love those kinds of games. Love them. It's kind of like a Total War. Like, you could make like a digital version of Warhammer Risk. It'd be fucking great. Will Stewart, thank you for 10 gifted memberships. You're a hero. Look at that, we're over halfway. Whoa, 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 over halfway there. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Brushing curly hair. Which is a nightmare,
You did a new one, well done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. If it just has the air sound in it,
Yeah.
pretty much anything goes.
Yeah. KKND was fast. See, I told you. I remember that game. Fucking banging that game was. StarCraft was supposed to be 40k, but the deal fell through. Is that true? But this is the thing. When you look at the technology that's out there, I think the amount of... And you know, we've seen a number of large franchises that are much bigger than Warhammer make successes of it as well. We had Hogwarts Legacy. I still need to keep playing that game. I want to play that sometime soon. Fucking incredible. I love it. That's obviously a Harry Potter crossover made by one of our studios. We've got Marvel Rivals has not long came out. Marvel Rivals is seeing huge amounts of success, and it's a free-to-play game. There's apparently now they're running tournaments for Marvel Rivals with $1 million plus prize pots. That game's free to play. Think of the success.
Isn't Fortnite free to play?
Fortnite's free to play.
And there's tournaments on that as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Free to play.
Yeah.
Command and Conquer has the best reading of lines ever. I will go to the only place not corrupted by capitalism, space.
Thank you, Will, for the hat trick. You're not going to give my dog a fucking heart attack tonight. Chat, we're also on 52 members, and out of all of you watching, we're on 60 likes. We do the target. We've done Super Chat target. We now need to do like target. That's free if you like the stream.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then there's the members target, which is the slightly more expensive one. But I believe in you. You can do it. New Oblivion. I want to play that. I have so far, Yeston, I have avoided purchasing New Oblivion because I fear I will lose days to it, and I don't have that time right now. The plan currently is to get the business successful enough and get Hobby House launched and successful enough that when Grand Theft Auto comes out in May 2026, I can just take 2 weeks off and stream it for 2 weeks straight. Which isn't really taking time off, but
Okay.
that's the plan. That's my intent. Fortnite is for angry teenagers. I struggle with it.
I don't know what I'd do if I was on one of those games where I could hear another kid calling me a twat on the headset.
That's not what they call you, Lise.
Do you not, as a parent and as just a grown up, when you hear a kid's voice swearing at you, are you not taken back a bit, or are you just now so normal to it?
A bit of both, I think.
Wow.
Like I think there is a lot when you hear it. Sometimes there's been occasions on stream where the things have come across the voice chat. So I don't know if Fortnite does it actually, but Call of Duty has proximity chat on it, right? So proximity chat is that when you get near someone, you'll start to hear them talking if they're talking in game. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we typically don't use in-game chat because it's really bad. We use Discord because it's much clearer and it's mostly about production value for the show. But also it means that when we're coming close to another team, they can't just hear us talking to each other. The concept of proximity chat is genius. But as you go bimbling towards the enemy...
Hitman 2, but your Alpha Legion. Or make a survival horror set in Camorra, jailbreak then escape the stabby elves.
I like the survival horror idea, Rumble Clock. That's a great idea. Will Stewart, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. You're a legend. That's like 20 from Will now so far, isn't it? Thank you, mate. So yeah, so like the idea of proximity chat is incredible, right? So you walk up to a house that's got no windows and doors because it's a war zone called Warzone, and there's people inside the house talking, are you going to be able to hear them in real life? Yeah, you are. You'll be able to hear them. You'll be able to hear the voices. If they're talking normal voice, you'll be able to hear the voices, right?
Okay.
So the idea of proximity chat is genius. You walk up to the house, you can hear them inside. It's fine. I think that's cool. Okay. When we used it in DMZ, where you didn't have to fight each other, it was a very good experience mostly. Very good experience mostly, right? Because you could come up to a building, you could hear a team inside the building and be like, "Are you guys all right in there? What's going on? Like, are we friendly or do we need to get weapons ready?" Like, exactly. And it led to some incredible moments, right?
Alien isolation, but Nids.
I think you do some really cool. Like, Nids is like the perfect video game bad guy as well, by the way. Thank you, Will, for the 5 bucks. So, like, that's fine, and I get that. In Warzone, it kind of makes sense to give you an idea as to where people are, but so many people use Discord now for voice chat that it kind of doesn't really work all the time. That being said, some of what comes out of people's mouths when they lose is unbelievable.
Oh, not just kids.
Not just kids, no. Some of the words people use, the amount of times I've been playing the game and you just like look at camera like it's unreal. And you're like, dude, you just lost at a video game, for fuck's sake. That's all it is.
Dishonored, but as a 40k rogue trader game where you have to discredit or eliminate the competition.
Love it. There's some fucking great ideas in it. I hope Games Workshop are watching this. Yeah, and you're like, I know like people don't like losing at games. I get that. And we live in a world where there are no such thing as losers. There is, and so people get really fucking upset when they then lose. And everyone watches their favorite Call of Duty player on. This is not just this is Fortnite and etc. etc. They watch their favorite Call of Duty player on YouTube and they go, "I can be as good as him." Go into a game, die instantly. Fuck you! It's someone else's fault instantly. I'm like, and I do understand. I do understand if you're playing a great game and you're having the best game of your life and you get knocked out by a cheater, of course. I feel like that's kind of justified. Yeah. Right? But there are rare occasions. Otherwise, some of the things I've been called, some of the things, and I'm like, why? There's a few times I'll be like, let's just shut off voice chat right now. Once we're live, that's probably a good idea. We'll turn that off. I don't get it. It's not just kids. And this is the thing. I think because it's not just kids and it's so consistent, I get to a point where I am a little desensitized to it and I just kind of just expect it. When you do hear it from a kid that sounds like he's the same age as my oldest, you're like, wow. Yeah. If I thought he was speaking to people like that on a video game, he'd be in some serious shit. Some serious shit.
Ba, 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 bum, bum. Ba, bum.
Cyberpunk reskin and could easily be a Necromunda megacity.
I'm here for it.
Millions tune in to see Sweden's annual moose migration.
Yeah. Hang on a second. Cyberpunk, by the way, one of those games I was just talking about. I really was excited for that game. I couldn't wait for it. I bought it on release. It was completely fucking balked and it wouldn't run despite my machine being better than the requirements. I have never played it properly now. Despite the fact that I'm constantly told it's really good now, they fixed it all. Like, don't fix it all a year after it comes out. Make sure it works before you fucking release it. Sorry, a moose migration.
A moose migration. How many people, I hear you ask? 9 million people.
I'm more interested in how many mooses.
Dozens.
How many moose were loose about this hoose?
No hooses.
No hooses?
Just mooses.
Just mooses.
Yeah.
They were loose.
Kind of. They were together, but loose.
What's going on here?
It's just the annual moose migration.
And 9 million people went to watch it?
9 million people watched last year's live broadcast. I'm guessing they're reporting on it because they want to see if 9,000,001 people...
Wait, live broadcast?
Yeah. Even though little happens for hours at a time.
What country is this in?
Sweden.
Get a job!
As remote cameras and a drone track dozens of animals as they swim across the Angerman River, 187 miles northwest of Stockholm.
What are they doing? Shouldn't they be designing furniture and making meatballs?
But didn't loads of people tune in for that giraffe that gave birth years ago?
You did?
For some reason, I got sucked into it.
Yeah, how?
And I remember thinking,
You're
why
like,
am I watching a giraffe?
A giraffe. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
The giraffe was called April.
I couldn't give a shit.
It was a beautiful moment.
Oh, the head out.
You missed it.
The head's out. Great, we've got ages to go.
All that live birth did was show us how useless human babies are. The giraffe falls out and is pretty much good to go. It can walk within a few minutes. It's walking around.
If you're in chat right now and you're Swedish, do you watch the Great Moose Migration? What the fuck is that? How's that even a thing?
And there's a reindeer migration as well. That one's pretty cool.
I was looking online the other day at short breaks away in Scandinavia.
Oh, okay.
Because I want to go and visit like historical Nordic places. And then I started seeing some of the prices of some of these short breaks away in Scandinavia. And I was like, nope. Some of them I could have flown back to and from like America 2 or 3 times for this one trip for a place I could probably drive to. Yeah.
Oh,
I was
wow.
excited about it, but
I accidentally came between a moose and her calf when I was in Alaska. I thought I was going to die. Ooh, how do you accidentally... Aren't moose absolutely massive?
yeah,
How do you accidentally find yourself?
You would definitely know if one was loose about this house.
Da-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na.
We got there eventually.
I wonder if the Americans know what we're on about. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
Almost definitely not. You know.
What a bizarre advert.
There's a number of things that get lost in different cultures, and it's funny. And the amount of times there's a hope that happens, and Joe starts, and I'm like, I don't think that hope is going to be even remotely close to relevant because you've given it to an American person, and you've talked about something that's very, very British.
I was in a hike in the bush, not in a city street. Sounds like an excuse to me.
A hike in the bush, were you? Mm-hmm. Is this a strumming fish?
I think if I saw a moose in real life, I'd be... For some reason, I thought they were maybe as tall as a New Forest pony. But they're absolutely massive.
They're fucking mahoosive.
Yeah. And I only found this out recently because of a Facebook reel.
Oh, really?
There was a moose,
Loose
moose about the
moose.
moose, and somebody got their camera phone out.
Yeah.
And they were doing, you know, when you sort of slowly go up something to see how tall it is.
Yeah.
And the fur just kept on going, kept on going, kept on going. Eventually there was a nose and then some antlers.
Moose are about
Massive.
6 feet tall at their shoulders. Males are a little taller.
Oh my God.
That means their shoulders are my height.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is so big. That
Yeah.
is so much bigger than I ever thought.
You know where you wouldn't want one?
In your house.
In your house.
Think of all your nice lamps. They're just getting cleaned
You
out.
make a right fucking mess. A right mess.
Can they walk upstairs though? Would you be safe upstairs?
Why would you want to take one upstairs? Oh, would you be safe upstairs?
Giraffe fact: despite the size difference, giraffes and humans have the same amount of vertebrae.
Well, thank you for taking my fact, Will.
We did that fact the other night, didn't we? Thank you, Will, for the $5. You're a legend.
Yeah.
Pokemon style game, but your Ultra's in the infinite, catching things for your collection.
Chad's now thinking outside the box. I'm here for that. That's fucking great. Banging. Chat, we're on 57 members. We're 3 away from 60. Just 3 away from 60. I believe in you. I can't give out any more free ones this month. You had all 10 of my free ones on Monday night. The only thing worse than coming across a moose on the trails is coming across a moose calf when you don't see the mum. Ark and Land, why are you out on the trails with your cock out?
How? If the moose is 6 foot, how are you not seeing it? I don't understand.
Well, you're a bit busy if you're about to come across it.
Oh, babe.
The disappointing look was worth it alone. I'm here for that. Untitled Goose Game, but nurglings. God forbid I have a hobby. No one needs a hobby. Actually, you all need a hobby. And you should all buy your hobby from Hobby House when it opens. ! Hobby House. Because they stopped moving. Meese are very well known for their stealth
That's the
tactic.
collective noun. Is it the collective noun?
Is that what you call a group of mooses?
Okay, what do you call...
A moose eye.
Do you call a group of moose?
Moose eye.
Oh,
Meese.
a herd. That's
A herd of what though? A herd of moose or a herd of mooses or a herd of meese?
moose. Herd of moose.
Moose eye.
No, it's just moose.
What's the collective noun for a group of moose, chat?
It's just a herd.
No. What's the plural?
A herd.
That's not the plural. That's the
It's
collective noun. The plural of moose is meeses.
What do you call multiple moose?
Multiple moose, yeah.
Mooses.
Mikey says, hurry up and open it so I can buy shit. You could, whilst you're waiting, Mikey, if you'd like to, become a member of the channel. As
It's
could
like-
Bear.
It's like sheep. It's just sheep.
Plural of moose is moose. That's boring.
Or a herd, yeah. A mob of deer,
A mob of deer.
yeah. A gang of elk.
A gaggle of...
Oh, bison and red deer are just herds. Well, that was fun for 10 seconds.
I've heard that before. Then it's all about the crying and cuddling, isn't it?
Yeah. And the texting your therapist.
So true. Let's just heard of moose are incredibly dangerous via a combination of size and being the type of animal that will attack a tree if it's given itself brain damage. I know some people like that, to be fair. Poor Luce. Best 10 seconds she's ever had, Carl. What are we talking about?
I haven't lived, Carl.
Me and my 3-inch piling. A moist. That's the one. I'm moist. I'm a fan of it. Chat, you've smashed that super chat target. Thank you so much, you wonderful human beings. I love you. You can stop on the super chats now if you'd like. I appreciate it. We're on 84 likes. We've got 16 likes to go. We're on 57 members. We've got 43 members to go. Dreadwing Alex. Joe, question mark. What about it? What's that question mark? I don't understand. What's the question, Dreadwing Alex?
Do people hunt moose?
I assume so. The thing is, people are arseholes and they hunt everything.
But do they hunt
And you
moose?
still get rich dickheads with photos of them having hunted elephants in Africa, Luce.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I assume
know,
so.
I know poaching and hunting for sport. I know all that. But in terms of hunting for meat, do people hunt moose?
I'd imagine so.
Is that
If they're plentiful enough, I'd imagine you
Delicacy?
get a lot of meat off of it.
yeah? Because if like over here we have a deer problem, there's
So
too many deer.
they're strumming fish. Now, strumming fish is in fact a Scandinavian delicacy, so it's possible this individual is from Scandinavia. Yes, people hunt moose and they taste fantastic.
Oh,
Are they quite a fatty animal?
probably not, because-
Alaskan natives have lived off of moose for 10,000 years. One moose. It's a big one, that one.
You're a knob.
Can we start? We'll headbutt a tree. You said you know people. Oh, right. I'm with you. I'm with you. Can we start pre-orders for Hobby House yet? No, I wish. I'm getting a thing signed tomorrow, and then we, over the course of the next 4 days, will become funded, and then shit's getting really real.
At the
to start
minute,
paying for shit.
Leon's got a twitchy cog. At the minute,
I've got a twitchy cog.
Yeah.
Yes. It's always twitching. Always be twitching.
it's twitchy.
Moose meat is lean, is it?
Yeah, I was just about to say that because wild animals that aren't by their nature designed to
Yeah,
get
but-
fat don't get fat.
But because they're in a super cold place, I assume they might be fatty. for
oh, I
warmth,
see.
right?
I see. Yeah.
So it wasn't about the fact that they're like lazy.
Yeah. No, I get you now. I get you.
Was gifted moose sausage from Norway. It was really nice. Oh, okay. If one teeth is tooth and one geese is goose, why isn't one sheep shoop?
We should call it. Look at that shoop.
Look at that! Look at that singular shoop. I'm into it. See, when I'm like, I'm so tired, I don't think I want to stream. You lot always cheer me up. Moose is glorious. You need to try it. I haven't actually had it. I've had a lot of meats. I've had a lot of. I've eaten like ostrich, crocodile, horse, etc. Snail, frogs, legs, all that kind of standard stuff. I've never had moose. I didn't know you could. I didn't know people eat it. I assumed they did, but I didn't know. Bears do get fat, and blueberry bears are a delicacy. The problem I have with chat lists is I never know if they're winding me up.
You should ask the very, very reliable source of the internet, because then you'd know.
Who's the reliable source of the internet?
No, just ask the internet. We all know if it's on the internet, it's 100% true.
If it's on the internet, it must be true, yeah.
Yeah.
If AI tells you, AI is theft. If AI tells you, then it must be true. Liam's had a lot of meat. To be clear, that's a knob joke. Thanks, Cass. Thanks, mate. You fucking arseholes. I love you all for it, but you're arseholes. 86. We've got 14 likes to go. I use my new stick to press the buttons. There you go. Look at that. What's everyone think of the Space Marine 2 mod to 12 players in a mission? Is that true? Is it a mod or is it an official release thing, Dreadman Alex? I don't know why I'm asking. I'm not going to re-download it. I'm not interested. Captain Rex, thank you for the 1 gifted membership. We're on 58. If we get 1 more gifted and then 10 more gifted, it's giggity. Travis, welcome to Hasir tier as a member. Look at that. Chosen to become a member all by himself. What a fucking legend. Take a look around Discord, Travis. If you really enjoy the content and you really love what you're doing, love what you see, and you enjoy the Discord, you can think about other levels as well. Scald is our most common tier because of all the gifteds. Jarl gets you access to the Jarl's only giveaway. Scald also gives you access to a discount code on merch. Jarl's gives you access to the Jarl's only giveaway, etc., etc. It goes up from there, all right? The Jarl's only giveaway I have to mention because I'm not allowed to write it in the YouTube fucking members thing. They get arsey about it. I assume they mean black bears that eat blueberries to fatten up. Blueberry bears are a very real thing. It's what happens when a bear eats a whole load of blueberries. Their fat turns bluish. I did not. I thought it was happy disaster. Seriously, I thought it was a wind up. Oh, I thought it was like when I tell you about the wild haggises in Scotland, or the drop bears, the drop bears in Australia. Mod. Oh, it's a mod, is it? Is the people that do Space Marine 2 like mod supportive? Or are they like negative mod, or are they mod agnostic? How's it work? Will, thank you for 10 gifted memberships. Giggity. Time for giggity loose. Live on air. He's ignoring my childish advances. 1 more for 70. 1 more for 70. Oh, or like flamingos, they get pink from the shrimps.
I did know that.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
Although I often wonder...
And salmon as well. Salmon are pink because of something in their food chain.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
I thought that... I often... Like, there's a couple of these things where I was told about this animal's this colour because of this thing, and I get told, no, that's actually nonsense. It's just that colour, just that colour. And I don't know what I believe. See, Stroming thinks I thought that was an urban myth.
I ate both moose and beaver last weekend. It was delicious.
Oh, is that... Is that serious? Eating moose and beaver?
I saw a thing on the internet, so obviously it's 100% true, where a veterinary nurse, where they get wild animals in a lot. And somebody had brought in an injured beaver, and the beaver wasn't near the dam, so they couldn't release it again.
Yeah.
So she ended up looking after this beaver at home. It had done all the healing it was going to do in the veterinary surgery. It was time to, I guess, free up the cage it was in. And she had to buy it a whole bunch of different kinds of kids' toys because at night time the beaver would build a dam in the doorways. So the veterinary nurse would come down in the morning, there's a brand new blockade in a doorway.
I think I've seen that clip.
Very cute.
Travis has confirmed not even a sexual joke as well. When he said he was eating beaver, I was like, is that... Are we being childish now, or have you actually eaten beaver? I've had alligator taste like fatty chicken. Yes. Biology is the incentive of exception. So yes, it is a diet in some cases and no in others. Oh, okay. Taste the rainbow. So Strumming Fisher said, if I eat a shitload of Skittles, will my skin turn rainbow? Yeah. You're right.
I was wondering if my salmon fact is true. A fishmonger told me.
Google it.
Because obviously then it's true.
It's always, if it's on Google, it's true, Luce. That's the rules. Has the football kicked off yet, team?
Why?
What's it on? Is it on TNT?
Salmon red. Yeah, it is. It's because of their diet. Oh, okay.
Ah! No, stop! I gotta be demonetized, wouldn't it? Oh, I told all the Arsenal fans that they'd lose. They didn't believe me. Copyright struck. I mean, it was crowd chant. I think we'll get away with it. There's no commentary, thankfully. Did you hear it? Did it come through the desktop audio? Oh, it would have done, yeah. Farm salmon have colour added to diet. Do they?
Yeah, and oh, what's the yellow fish?
Smoked
haddock.
Yes.
That has colour added to it as well.
Wait, add the yellow?
Yeah.
Why? Because I would have assumed, yeah, like, okay, so I can sort of see pink being...
Because people think that the vivid colour equals better.
Yeah, I guess. I
So
mean, I
if
guess
it's
that
a-
kind of makes sense though, right?
If it's a really red salmon, well, this is clearly better when actually it's just food colouring. Although the smoked haddock that I found, it's turmeric. So although it's not a chemical colour and it's a root, it's still not really supposed to be there.
Okay. Interesting, isn't it? I guess if you look at fruit and the more vivid fruit typically is when you're going to go, that one looks like a healthier fruit, I guess.
Yeah.
I never really thought of it that way, to be honest, but I guess it's a subconscious thing that you do. Have you played Rogue Trader? Negative, Goat Herder. Chat, we're still on 69 members. One more for 70. We're at 7 more likes to go as well, team. 7 more. I believe in you. And a thing called love. Eat lots of blue sherbet on your ice cream, and when it reappears, it's bright green. Thanks, Kev. That is a wonderful thing to talk about.
Why is urine yellow? Of all the foods and things we eat, why does it always come out yellow? It's like baby poo, no matter what they eat.
But urine isn't, is it, necessarily? It depends on how hydrated you are. Look, it can go from, honestly, have you been so dehydrated it's borderline a brown colour?
It's like toothpaste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like ejaculating fudge, exactly. And then it goes all the way through to complete clear if you're well hydrated. And it should be almost close to clear. It shouldn't be perfectly clear, but it should be close to clear.
So many of us are not that well hydrated.
No,
so
granted.
why is it yellow? What is it that makes it yellow?
I don't know. Be the waste product, won't it? Whatever the waste product is. Ammonia refracts yellow light, says Kai.
Oh.
I've done all I can. I can't push her anymore, Captain. Will, you've been amazing. You gifted 30 members, mate. Thank you so much. I love you. Hopefully, your returning of the heart monitor doesn't show anything crazy.
Yeah. I just know it. My doctor's going to say, all your results have come back as normal. And then give it a week. And then the mischievous gremlins will start again. And the room will spin. And my heart rate will skyrocket. And I'll get the weird cigarette smell. And it'll all be happening. And I'll call the doctor and I'll say, now, test me now. And they'll go, can you come in 2 weeks? Yes.
Well, then what you need to
Okay.
do is you need to ask them for the appointment 2 weeks before it goes wrong.
Hey, we're thinking like that. We could cure all sorts.
Exactly. 100 likes. Yes. Goal 2 done. Goal 2 done, Luce.
I was like number 21.
Were you? Goal 3 to go, chat. Banging. Why are we talking about piss? Let's not talk about that anymore.
Okay, why are bogeys green? We're learning so much today.
Let's move on to a thing that isn't bodily chemicals. That would be good. Talk about bodily chemicals. I'm playing Death Guard tomorrow night, and Brom said he's playing Orcs. I don't know what detachment to run. I'm thinking about the Terminator one. I haven't really looked at all the detachments, so I don't really know which one to run. I have to look when I get in tomorrow to work. Joe's booked himself a haircut tomorrow.
What, with Ben?
Yeah. All of his posturing about I'll go somewhere else because he's too busy. He waited and waited and waited and booked himself in at Ben's. Which is the right life choice, to be fair.
Was he posturing?
Posturing might not be the right word.
What is posturing?
Protesting?
What's posturing?
How do you explain posturing, chat? What's fly blown host? Gift you gets, thank you, Will. Do a twist and play Nids. Do a twist and play Eldar into him. No, we need to use this Death Guard whilst we've got it. Lord or follow blown, both are good with Terminators. Posturing. How would I explain posturing? Posturing. Behaviour that is intended to impress or mislead.
Oh.
He wasn't trying to impress. He's trying to mislead.
So what's postulating?
Oh, I don't know what that is. So he kept saying that he was going to go and get it done at home or go to a Turkish barber or, you know, those crazy people that make 10 grand a week cutting one person's hair because that's all there's ever in the share. Misleading was the intent I went for, not looking better.
To suggest or assume the existence, fact, or truth of something as a basis for reasoning, discussion, or belief. Oh, is there like a kid's version? Postulating for kids.
Yeah, but posturing might not have been the right word, actually. Protesting is probably more.
Here we go. Postulating means to make a guess or a claim that you believe to be true, even if you don't have the proof yet. Okay.
Fly blown is the Grotmus one. I'm not running a Grotmus one. I'm running a Codex one. Look at this. We're all learning things. Lonely Brass Scorpion, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. We're off that 6. I swear to fucking God, what chat does all the time is they get to 69, they just leave it there, and they're all sat at home giggling. Like Beavis and Butthead in the audience. Lonely Brass Scorpion, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. You're a legend. You're a hero. You're a man. What a guy.
What a chap.
What a dude.
What a fella.
We're off the number now. You can all get going. Defenestration is my favourite word. What does it mean?
Defenestration.
What does it mean? Thank you, Lily Brass Scorpion, for the 5 gifts. You're a wonderful Australian hero.
Defenestration.
What does it mean?
Defenestration.
Death Lord shows it is then. Yeah, I'll do it.
The action of throwing someone out of a window.
I'm into it. Cornet Ed, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. You are a legend. 79. We're getting there.
I open the stream and you're talking about urea. What morning?
Great morning. It is our channel. That's what we're all about.
I knew someone that had to have an operation on her urethra to stretch it. Didn't even know that was a thing.
What?
I thought, you get what you get. No, it needed stretching, so in she went. We were all fascinated. We were like, can it do that? What?
Thank you so much, Cornet, for the 5 gifted. Thank you, Lily Scorpion, for the $20 as well. You're a legend for the orange one. What a hero. I don't understand what's going on with our stream numbers, by the way, Luce.
Exsanguinate. That's my next one.
Exsanguinate is to do with blood.
Oh, are you sure?
Yes.
Exsanguinate. Oh no.
Captain Rex, thank you for the one gifted. We're on 80. 20 to go.
Exsanguinate. Oh, it is. To drain something or someone of blood.
Yeah, exsanguinate.
Oh.
Excuse me. Sorry, my throat is awful today. Yeah, I don't understand the streams nowadays, right? Mondays, when we started Mondays, we did hobby streams. There was like 80 people watching. I don't know if you saw on this last Monday that it went up to 200 people. Wednesdays, we used to get 200 people watching. Now we're down to 100. I can't figure out what's going on. Liam and Joe shows, we hit 300 people.
Maybe it's just
Yesterday's
a
battle
seasonal thing.
Yesterday's battle report, 470. I don't understand.
Cornet Ellis, it's not. She didn't volunteer for it. It was a medical thing. It's not a
Elective surgery.
She was in a great deal of pain and had to have it done. And she was very important to our routine. And she had to say, guys, I'm not going to be here. And we were like, why? And then we were sorry we asked.
Yes. Well, you sorry you asked? I feel like that's interesting. I want to know why.
We were kind of interested, like, that's a thing and it can do that. And where is it? And how are they? What?
Is it because of football or something? I don't know how many people out of our audience are actually watching Arsenal PSG, especially considering Arsenal are losing 1-0, which means they're losing 2-0 on aggregate. People love Joe. People do love Joe. That's a fact.
I wonder if it's a seasonal thing.
I don't think so, because it's all over the place in the week. If it was a seasonal thing, we'd be seeing a dip or an increase in general. But what we've seen is Mondays have gone up to like 200 plus people. And what's interesting is Mondays have gone up to 200 plus people specifically when I don't hobby. I do a talking head show. Interesting. Wednesdays, which has always been a talking head show, is down to like 100 people. So I get tempted at the moment to swap them round. Make Mondays always talking heads and bring the hobby into Wednesdays because I saw 100 people. It's 100 most engaged people anyway. I don't know. I'll have a play maybe at some point. Because it gives me time to do painting on stream then, which I quite like. And Wednesdays is your day off. So if we were hobbying, it'd be more fitting for you maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My favorite word is Schadenfreude. German, meaning taking pleasure is someone else's pain. Translates to harm joy. Bless you, you German chats.
Luton's in chat. Hey Luton, I did see your message the other day, by the way. I've had a see of I need to reply you back soon.
I don't know how Joe can posture with how his back is.
Fair. His back is fucked. He's got to carry that head of hair, that's why. Thank you for the 10 Luton.
Hippopotamonstrous esquipedaliophobia is the fear of long words.
Isn't it so cruel when they name a thing?
Like lisp.
It's so mean.
Or dyslexia.
Yes. With the silent hashtag in it. It's just cruel.
Can you just write down what issues you've got? Dyslexia.
Yeah, I can't make it out. You spelt it wrong.
Luton wants to know what your ideal 40k video game would be.
Somebody kind of mentioned it earlier, but you know, like Pokemon Go, where you walk around with your iPad catching stuff out and about in the world.
Well, yeah.
Maybe a sort of like fact-finding, artifact-finding.
An artifact-finding Pokemon Go, but Warhammer.
But like Warhammer-y.
So finding like STCs.
Yeah, sure, yeah, and the STIs, yeah.
No, STCs is standard template constructs.
Yeah, those.
Oh.
Yeah, and the keys to the spaceship that somebody lost, so you can't leave. That'd be a good one.
I do have a massive night army for the upcoming codex, is all I'm saying. You are saying you want to come on live stream for the preview of Imperial Knights, Luton, is that what you're saying?
Why?
Because you're saying it right now in front of 110 other people. So if you are saying that, then we can make that happen. But you are currently saying it in front of 110 people. And this chat will hold you to it. God, that went down wrong. I'm dying. Oh no.
Oh my god! Babe, take a breath.
I'm trying.
Try quietly.
Ah.
Take another drink.
Yeah,
it might help.
Fucking hell. I'm all in. Good man. Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry about that, chat. I didn't mean to cough all over you.
Remember when I had one of your mum's pickled onions on Boxing Day?
Yes.
Nearly killed me in the kitchen.
Very nice, them, though. I had one of my mum's pickled onions in my brother's kitchen not too long ago. And him and his wife hadn't told me that they'd been sat there for about 4 years. They were squishy.
Oh, were they punchy?
They were not crunchy.
Did you bite into it and like...
Old people
Oh, no.
with no teeth could have sucked them through a straw.
Why didn't you spit it out?
It was fuck it. Well, you're in there, didn't you? If it's in your mouth. Women could learn a lot from this. If it's in your mouth, you might as well swallow it.
No.
20 gifted to go, chat. Ash has just come back for half time. You in a gift? 20, Ash.
Liam is willing to die on stream. What a guy.
Exactly. My wife has been cleaning out the kitchen stuff today, and it's been me going, that's probably fine. Her, it's 3 years out of date. Oh, I can't. That's the reverse with me and Luce doing. It's the complete reverse. Luce is like, sniff it first. I'm like, no, it says it's half a day out of date. It's going in the bin. She's like, sniff it, and then yeah, check it out. Unbelievable. If we win, I'll get 5. Not gonna happen, mate. Not gonna happen. Time to break out the size you had a while back, Liam. They all have matured nicely by now. They've all gone.
Did you eat them?
Yeah, I like them.
Didn't you remember there was a little boy that burnt his throat?
I didn't eat them all in one go.
No, he just had one and it burnt his throat.
I ate them all.
You wanted to throw out sugar because it's out of date.
Does sugar go out of date?
I don't actually know. I don't think honey really ever does. It just crystallizes, then you bain-marie it and it goes all gooey again. But
not if it's in a packet.
I think proper honey doesn't really ever go out of date. It just changes state.
Right, chat, you got 9 minutes and 20 to go.
And raw milk doesn't ever. It just
That
changes.
sounds like bollocks.
No, it goes into you can use it for different things. So it sours more than turns.
I think that sounds like bullshit. I think I get that it goes like milk and then it transforms into the different forms of milk.
Yeah.
What does it do? Like butter? Do you have to churn it to get to butter?
Yeah, that's cream that goes into butter.
So
but it has to be raw milk, not homogenized pasteurized milk. It's raw milk.
Like straight from the cow?
I think so.
I reckon that goes off.
Don't think it does. I think it just goes into. But then what's happening when we say it's gone off? What has happened to it? Is it poisonous to us now, or is it just we don't like that taste?
Where's Farmer George when you need him? Someone sound the horns for Farmer George. What do you know about milk? Milk.
Raw milk curdles. Yeah, I think it sours more than like becomes a toxic or poisonous thing. I think it just has a different use now. It's not really milk.
Well,
anymore.
there's these number of things in the world, isn't there, as well, where they become incredibly fermented and rotten, and then people consider them a delicacy and eat them.
Yeah, so you can still. Someone somewhere will still have a use
I guess
for it.
gone off doesn't necessarily mean it's bad for you. Like you
No.
could probably drink gone off milk. It might not make you very well, but Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I don't know. It does. It's the reason we pasteurize milk. Oh, there you go.
I don't know anymore.
Roland Bain. You did it. Did you not do this earlier
He
as well?
did. He did. He's done it again.
Oh my God, Roland Bain. Thank you. Oh, you got to be on form now, Luce.
Right.
Roland Bain.
I
thank
hope for you. I hope for you, Roland Bain.
I haven't said thank you for 20
I
gifted
will say
members.
thank you for 40 because he's done 40 now.
All right, okay.
I hope for you, Roland Bain, that you get to drink all of your milk before it goes off.
I don't like wasting milk. I don't know why.
No,
Milk's,
I don't.
I don't mind wastage. It happens. It's life.
Yeah.
I like to try and minimise it, but I get really funny about chucking milk away. I don't know why.
The worst was a guy I worked on a building site with. He microwaved a leftover Chinese, bit into a spring roll.
Oh, no.
Liquid inside. Weeks past its best.
Did he?
Oh, no.
Did he? The question really, Luton, is did he man up and eat it?
Oh.
Thank you for the $5, man. You're a legend. Roland, what an absolute hero to put us on target, and then Alex suddenly would try and have a go at the same time. Yeah, I wonder if it's because I think when I'm chucking milk away, I'm like, I've deprived a baby cow. The least I can do is drink it.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm not sure. But thank you anyway, Roland, for the 20. And then thank you so much, Alex, for 20 gifted memberships.
Alex, I hope for you that you never forget about your Chinese and you have to reheat it weeks past its date.
Like, there has legitimately been times as well, both in my mum's house when I was younger and in our own fridge, where I've gone rooted in the fridge and I found Chinese at the back of the fridge. I'm like, when did we have Chinese takeaway?
Yeah.
Can I get away with this?
No. If you're questioning it, no.
But you're like, no, like you're the person, when we have Chinese, you're the person where 4 days later, I'll be like, I'm going to put that in the microwave. And you're like, no. I'm like, it's only 4 days. It's been in the fridge. You're fine.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the one that's like, it's a day out of date. Get it in the bin. But I think it's because the Chinese food hasn't actually got a date on it.
But really good fried rice isn't fresh rice. You can cook the rice and then fry it with egg or onion or whatever. But the really good fried rice is already rice that's maybe a day old. So are you working on the assumption that the Chinese food you ordered was made fresh that day? Or is it already...
Well, here's a question for chat.
So I think that's why.
Reheating rice. Everyone in the world goes, reheating rice is bad. Really, really bad. And I have reheated so much rice. And I've never had a problem.
Yeah.
So why is it... I don't understand this. Reheating rice is bad. The thing is, if I'm reheating anything ever, it goes in the oven or microwave or saucepan until it is fucking piping hot.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, if it's piping, like burn your tongue when you touch it hot, I've probably killed all the bacteria. Because it's that hot. If it's like lukewarm, the bacteria could have survived. But if it's piping fucking hot, like 100-degree burn your tongue off hot, right? I think that's, how can you forget a succulent Chinese meal? I want Chinese now. Anyway, thank you so much, Alex and Roland, for getting us to 120 members. You are fucking wonderful human beings. I love you dearly. Thank you so much, you legends. Is it meant to be bad, but literally never had an issue either? Yes, exactly.
He did also used to microwave whole packets of bacon and just eat them out the pack.
I want to know who this guy is. Did you used to work with Joe? Did your old work colleague Joe Luton? Put a wet kitchen towel. No, see what I do is I put it normally in a bowl. We've got like a big round pasta bowls. Put it all in a bowl.
Yeah.
Put a bit of cling film over the top. Stab some holes in with a fork. Bang it in the microwave. All the moisture that comes off of the food goes into the fucking cling film, and it like cooks it inside the cling film. And then at the end, I take the cling film off, bang it in for like another minute. Because it's factual, right? I was watching another stream about it. It's actually factual that reheated Chinese is better than fresh Chinese. It's better second time round. Facts, right? And I was watching some streamers the other day playing video games, and they had this conversation. And one guy was like, no, you don't reheat Chinese. It's awful, reheated. If I don't finish it that day, it all goes in the bin.
Well, I guess you'll only incorrectly reheat it once.
And they were
then
saying,
you'll
there
know.
was an argument between two of them where one of them was saying it's madness to reheat leftover takeaway, and the other one was saying it's madness to just throw it out if you've got loads left. Where do you sit? Where do you sit, chat? If you've got loads left, if you've got enough left for a full-blown meal, for me, it is madness to throw it out.
I suppose if you're going to be really good and definitely eat it the next day and you've temperature controlled it and then you super nuke it, maybe. But it's if it gets pushed to the back of the fridge for days and days and days, and then you discover it, then it's a bit. I wouldn't.
Yeah, but if it's like the next day, like next day's lunch or something, the question isn't how long they leave it for. It's the fact that this one guy was like, you always throw it out, you don't reheat it. One guy's like, no, I reheat it the next day for lunch. And I'm like, which one of those is mental? And I'm like, I feel like if you've got enough for a full-blown meal and you think, I could have this for lunch tomorrow, or my mum was worse, she used to freeze it.
You can freeze rice.
She used to freeze all the Chinese leftovers, so you would literally have leftover Chinese fucking 4 weeks after you'd had the takeaway. But she froze it all.
I guess it's the can you safely reheat it?
See, Keith, this is the thing. Keith says, you aren't supposed to reheat rice. It becomes poisonous. I have done it so much and I'm not dead.
Let it now.
Nor have I ever been poorly off of it. A fella at work will eat a jar of hot dogs and drink the brine.
No, oh no. No.
What, like straight out of the fucking... straight out of the jar?
Oh.
Second day Chinese or curry is bagging. Exactly, Stefan. See, he knows.
Drinking the brine.
Oh my God, I feel awful today. I am not throwing leftover out. We'll eat the next day. Good man. The only thing I won't nuke is KFC, but I eat it cold the following day. There's never KFC left, Kev. This is a irrelevant statement. If you're buying McDonald's, KFC, or Burger King and you've got stuff left, you're doing it wrong. Facts. Talking of facts, Luce is currently flicking through her book of facts. Give you loose fact that you've all waited around for tonight. A big shout out to Roland Bain for the 40 gifted. Big shout out to Will Stewart for the 30 gifted. Big shout out to Alex for the 20 gifted. And a big shout out to everybody else who's been gifting as well. You're all amazing people. Thank you so much.
Will Stewart's gifted 30.
Yeah, I think so.
I've got 20.
No, he did 10, 5, 5, and 10, didn't he? 5 at 7:52 p.m.
Yeah.
10 at 8:07 p.m. 5 at 8:12 p.m. Oh no, he didn't do the other 10. Where do I think the other 10 came from then? He gifted 20 members, not 30. You're right.
Okay.
Oh, he did 10. Maybe it's because he did $10, if I'm getting mistaken. You're all amazing, Harry. Thank you so much. I was giving you extra credit there, and you had to take it away from him, didn't you? Such a spoil sport. Such a spoil boy. As a KFC worker, never eat Microsoft KFC or air fry, oven, or cold. Oh, just don't. Just don't. Have you got a fact? Are we ready for fact? Ready for loose fact? The bit you've all been waiting for. Your favourite time of the night. Time for loose fact. Oh. Can you hear that? Does that make a noise? It's time for loose fact.
Every dog's nose is unique, like a fingerprint.
I suddenly realised that it might not be working properly because of all the changes.
I did wonder.
It is still working properly,
Yeah.
thankfully. Every dog's nose is a fingerprint.
Is unique like a fingerprint.
Well, in that case, we can find out who ate the butter that time.
We know who ate the butter because we were watching her do it on the camera. We were at Brom's house and I was getting all these notifications. I logged on and there's the dog, paws on the counter, licking the butter dish. We can't do a thing about it because the camera doesn't have a voice thing. We're just watching her eat the butter.
Yeah, that was the other. That was the cheap camera that we had, wasn't it? Which didn't have a two-way talk thing.
No.
Yeah. I believe it, but how would you know? Do you like a cross section of like 100 dogs and like every single one's unique, so it must be true that they're all unique?
Well, you get to boop all the dogs. Boop.
Like,
with
how
some
did
paper.
how did people find out that fingerprints were unique?
I guess you just boop a fingerprint.
Yeah, but how many do you go through before you go? Because you could go like, we've tested 1 million fingerprints, and not a single one was the same. So fingerprints must be unique. But yeah, but there's 66 million people in this country. So are you saying that one of the other 65 million might not be the same as one of the million you've already tested? How do we know they're truly unique?
We don't.
I don't think we do. Like, surely at that point, it is like facial recognition stuff. Surely there's a point where it becomes theory more than actual fact. Because the only way you'd ever get it factual is if you had every single person's fingerprint on a system. Every single person's. Then you
How do you know we're not?
Then you know it's unique.
Do 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 do.
Are twins' fingerprints the same or different?
They're different.
They must be different.
Yeah.
But I say they must be different. But are we saying that of all the... How many people exist on the planet? How many people on planet Earth?
We should Google the twin thing.
$8 billion people on planet Earth.
Okay.
And we think that
I will be in charge.
not two same people have got the same fingerprint.
I will be in charge of my fingerprint, and I will let you know if one really similar to it pops up.
If everyone on planet Earth gifted one membership
And supply your fingerprint so we can rule out.
Yeah. Okay, well, interesting. Chat seems to think it's mostly true. I don't think anyone says it's not true. 8 billion people, and we're saying not one single person has got... I think there's more dogs than there is people.
There's more chickens than there is people.
It's not what I asked, is it? I don't think a chicken's beak's unique. Interesting. Anyway, that's your news fact.
I wonder if there's like a feather pattern on a chicken that's the
I think
unique.
I'm getting sick, by the way.
No.
I think it's because I know our little holiday's coming up. So I'm getting...
Why?
Been sniffing
Why
all-
won't you let me be happy?
I feel like I've made terrible content tonight, chat, because I've been sniffing and clearing my throat all night. I'm
nearly dying.
I've just become subconscious of it. I'm like, it's probably been a terrible sounding stream, actually. Not nice to me all the time on the microphone. So I'm very sorry. I hope it's not been too bad. However, I have got 3 more streams this week. I have got the Liam and Joe show tomorrow at 13:30. We've got another live game of 40k in the evening. Death Guard at 7:30 tomorrow night, taking on probably Orcs. And then Friday we're back with After Dark at 8:30 before I have a little 4-day break. And I say a 4-day break, but we're coming back on the Tuesday and we will be getting the live gaming in the evening. I think I was trying to see if I could book the evening off, but I could just turn up there, set it up and go home. But I think I have to do it because I don't think we've got enough people available for Tuesday. Oh, no, that's correct. Next Tuesday, I don't have anyone spare, at least. So it might be a home stream anyway.
Oh, okay.
Which is ideal. Considering we've got back off holiday. So there you go. That's your content for the rest of the week. And we could do a vag marathon. That gets me excited.
What, on Tuesday?
Yeah. We'll see. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. Anyway, you people have been amazing. Thank you for hanging out tonight. You smashed those goals. You smashed all 3 goals. 120 likes pretty much. 120 members pretty much. And doubled the super chat target. You people are fucking incredible. I love you all very, very dearly. Thank you so much. You amazing humans. Like I said, we've got all that content coming for the rest of the week, so look forward to that. If you've enjoyed the show, please make sure you do hit that like button before you disappear. And the subs numbers are starting to go up quite a lot as well. So if you are enjoying the content and you want to talk about the channel to other people, share it around. That'd be incredible. If you're not already and you want to support the show, think about becoming a member, because that keeps the lights on, keeps the studio running, keeps Joe paid, and us for that matter, keeps us paid as well. So you can do that to support the show. We're grateful of it. We're very appreciative. Even if you just become a Hasir or Skull Team member, just leave it ticking over every single month. That is incredible, and we love you dearly. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. Before we go, Luce, anything to say to these wonderful people?
Best chat.
As always, best chat. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.